Welcome. So in this video, we'll be answering this question before us, which says, which one of the following relations is not a function? So what we're going to be doing is we'll just systematically work our way through these questions, through these options here, and figure out whether or not they pass the vertical line test. So remember, the vertical line test is the important thing here. So let's look at the first one here. It's y equals 5. And we know what that's going to look like. It's simply going to be, and let me draw this in another color here. Let me do it in pink. It's going to be just a line like that. That's going to be y equals 5. And we know that that's definitely going to pass our vertical line test. It's only ever going to touch it once. So that means A is out. If we then were to go on to our next one, which is B, again, we know it's just going to be a straight line. So it's going to look something like this. Let me just quickly get my pink again. It's going to look like that. And that too is only ever going to touch a vertical line once. So remember, the vertical line test tells me wherever I draw this, it's only ever going to touch it once. And that's true. So B is out. Next we have C. And we know that's just going to be parabola, so we definitely know it's going to pass the vertical line test. But let's just draw it anyway, just to prove it to ourselves. So let's just draw ourselves a parabola. So we're just going to draw it like this. And as you can see, if I was to draw a vertical line anywhere on this graph, it's only ever going to touch it once. So C is out. Then we come to D, and D looks a bit strange, doesn't it? Because we've got that plus or minus, so it's a square root graph. So if we come and draw it here, it's a square root graph, and because it's got a plus or minus next to it, it means that we're considering this side and this side. This is y equals the square root of x, and this is y equals negative the square root of x. So the fact that we have this plus or minus here tells us that we're considering both sides of this thing. And sure enough, if I was to draw a vertical line through this, I'm going to touch it twice. So that means D is my answer. It's not going to pass the vertical line test. Therefore, it is not a function. It is not a function. The last one, let's just do for completeness sake, and that is E. And we know that that's going to be a semicircle. So if we were to quickly give this a sketch, we know it's going to look something like this. And sure enough, if we were to draw a vertical line anywhere through this, we're only ever going to touch it once, which means it is a function. So we're going to cross that out as well. So D is our answer. Hopefully that made sense. There's a good possibility that you didn't have to draw all these out and you could have done this much quicker in your head. As soon as you saw this plus or minus, that was the hint that that's going to be the answer, and it's not a function. Hopefully you found this useful, and I will see you in the next one.